friends, welcome back to my channel. I am at the house that I will be sitting for the next 7 days. It is quite a bit later than I originally wanted to start this video. It's 5 o'clock now. I got here about 9:30 this morning, but there was just a lot of activity, a lot of people coming in and out of the house. I didn't actually get the house to myself until like 2:30ish, and I was just so tired from interacting with all the people, all the strangers, and so I was not up for it. So I watched some TV. I'm watching a Tekken tournament now. I am ready to do some reading. It's rainy and gloomy here, and I'm anticipating that their internet is going to go out at any moment because they have country Wi-Fi, and if you have ever lived in the country, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm ready to just kind of chill. I've been chilling all day, but I want to just like get comfy and relax. Maybe make myself some coffee and play some video games maybe. I brought my Switch, but I don't know the Wi-Fi password, so I'm kind of limited on what I can play. As far as the physical things I brought to read, I really had to like parse down what I was bringing, and I ultimately decided on volumes 3 and 4 of Giant Days. This is a graphic novel series that I started recently. It's basically just about 3 friends who are going to college together and their hijinks and their shenanigans. Both the first 2 volumes were 5 stars, and I'm really excited to read more. I was going to bring all of my volumes. I have up until 6, but I just didn't have the space, so I would like to read these too. I also brought the first book in the Wayfarer series, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. This is like a cozy sci-fi, and it's a priority series for me, so I would like to give this a go as well. And then of course I brought my Kindle, and I also brought my iPad to read some webtoons. I am currently reading The Mafia Princess, and I'm obsessed with it. I mean, how could I not be? You know what I mean? And I'm eagerly anticipating the update. I don't have any coins, and I'm not going to spend money to read, so there are just like weekly updates that haven't been released. And then I'm also currently reading Belladonna, and I am 50% of the way through, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's probably going to be what I focus on until I finish it. It's a YA fantasy about a girl who has death's powers, and she has like a connection to death, and she lives in this like palatial gothic place. There's a mystery going on, a murder mystery, and I'm really liking it. I'm feeling a little bit exhausted, so I think the plan is to make some coffee, and I also need to eat something, and then we'll get comfy cozy on the couch and read until we go to sleep and wake up the next day and do it all again. So I'm really excited for the week. It's going to be a nice break, and I'm really hoping that you guys enjoy the video and that it's as comforting for you as I'm hoping that this week is for me. So let's just get right into it. One of those fancy Nespresso things. What do? I have no idea.
He's on it, always know. Yep. The damage. Always know.
So I am about 64% of the way through Belladonna, and I'm loving it. And I think that because I'm watching Bridgerton, it's also helping. It's very different, but they're like set around the same time period, I think. I don't exactly remember when Belladonna is set, but there's a mention of like the invention of the train. So I'm thinking like early 1800s. And I think Bridgerton takes place in like 1860. It says between 1813 and 1827. So it's like right around the same time period. Obviously Belladonna is way darker and more like gothic, and it's about death and stuff, but the main character Signa has not had the best luck with family. She comes from a fortune, but she doesn't remember her parents. She was orphaned young, and so she's been carted around from foster family to foster family, and it's basically been just a string of terrible people that really only seem to care about her wealth, and they treat her terribly, and then they end up dying. The one good relative that she had was her grandmother, and her grandmother desperately wanted her to be out in society and have a debut and be like a well-bred lady and all of that kind of stuff, a member of the ton. And so Signa has always desperately wanted that. And when she gets a letter from a relative saying that they'll take her in, they are also wealthy and they live in like this palatial mansion, and one of her cousins is like a proper gentleman, and this is like her opportunity to be out in society. But she obviously has this portion of herself that is like the darkness, and it's like she's drawn to death and doing bad things and mystery and all of that kind of stuff. And so she has these like feelings that are not things that women should feel, that proper women should feel. And so she's battling that side of herself with the side that she feels like is proper, but now she's sort of coming to terms with the fact that that might not be really the life that she wants to live. And so she has this like will they won't they relationship with death, and he pops in and out. He's like offered to teach her how to use his powers, or Death's powers, but he's helping her, or he did help her solve a mystery of who was poisoning her cousin. She also has a romance with, well, she has feelings for the stable boy, and there's definitely more mystery there. There's definitely a lot going on with his character that is a little bit questionable, and I definitely have some theories about who he is. There's just a lot of like weird stuff going on with the family, but I'm enjoying it. I really like the writing, and the concept itself, the like death and maiden storyline is being very well done, is very well done. I'm just really liking it, and that's kind of shocking for me. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do so far. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading it for the rest of the night, but I'm trying to like get the dogs to settle down, because even though it is light outside, I have been up since very early, and as far as I know, they get up very early. So I'm anticipating that by like 6 a.m. they're gonna be barking and ready to get up. So yeah, and then I have a lot of obviously like animals to take care of, and I shouldn't need to go do any gardening because it just rained for the weekend at least, but I still have stuff that I need to do, so. So it is Saturday at like 1 o'clock, I think, and I'm freaking exhausted. I have been up since 5. I didn't sleep very well last night because the puppy didn't want to go to bed and then was a wiggler. I have kind of just been floating through my morning. Like, I read outside for a little bit and then I played a lot of Overwatch and Pixelborn this morning. Lorcana. I almost took several naps, but I did manage to finish this Belladonna. I settled on a 4-star for this. I think it's a good book. It's a good YA story, and it's different than I'm used to reading from YA. I liked the relationship between the main character and Death. Everything was just a little bit too convenient for her, I think, and that was my largest issue and why this wasn't like the perfect book. But I'll for sure continue. At this point, I don't know what I'll be reading next. I'm probably gonna play some Overwatch for a couple more hours. I might actually take a nap, but I think
You should be inking a card and playing a card, especially for the first couple turns of the game. Quickly. Absolutely. Interesting board state here is the star of this particular game. Frank on 9, Larso 11.
So jittery. But anyways, I slept well. Calypso. An interesting book. Formatting is very cool. We start in a world that is ours, but it's, you know.
I gotta be honest, I'm not doing my best. My mood has just completely plummeted and I really miss my house, my home. I want to be home really bad, and I think it's a combination of a change in my schedule, having to get up so early, go to bed so early is really affecting me, and I think maintaining, taking care of the puppy is also really affecting me. She's just a lot of work and I'm not used to it, and I don't do super well with a change in routine, and this has just been very exhausting. It's not been relaxing at all, which is sort of what I was anticipating. In addition to that, I just have some health things going on, but I would really like to spend the rest of my time here making the best of it. I don't want to fall into this bad mood. At some point I'd like to get out. Part of it is it's so humid and hot here. It's miserable to be outside, and I want to enjoy my time here, and I know that I will get used to all of it. I was able to sleep in a little bit, thank God. I'm also currently reading A Most Agreeable Murder, which I think is very fun. I love the cover, it's so cute, and basically a parody of historical mystery, funny and witty and fun. I'm not very far in, but the main character is obsessed with these murder mysteries that are written about in the newspaper, but obviously as a woman, that's not like polite and proper for women to be into. I think there's gonna be a murder mystery that she's like trying to solve, in addition to this guy that she has a crush on who's like an investigator who writes about the stuff in the paper, but I don't really like super feel like reading right now, so I'm gonna try to play some Overwatch. I was lagging way too hard yesterday and I think I just overworked the internet, so yeah, we're just gonna try to make it better. And I feel so bad that I feel this way, because I recognize that like being able to take a week off of work and like staying in this nice house and like doing all of the things that I'm doing is not normal for myself, but really like anybody. So I recognize that, and I feel guilty, I guess, that I am not like very excited and upbeat, and I just had a lot of plans for this video, and at the moment they're not working out, but we still have 5 days, so 5 days, fuck. I'm gonna just try to chill and do stuff to improve my mood. Give me some spoons, take a nap later if I need to, and watch Lorcana and just relax and not sort of hold myself to a standard of like, I want to do this and this and this for the video, and then not doing it and then feeling bad that I don't get it done. I'm just gonna chill. So yeah, we'll talk later. Okay, so I figured we could talk while I make some scrambled eggs. It is Monday. It has been quite gloomy, rainy outside, which I love, my favorite weather. And I have just been reading all morning. I took a nap this morning, which I think was did really good for me because I was up at 5:30. I was hoping that the dogs would let me sleep a little bit longer than they actually let me sleep. Like, it's improving. I feel like I'm kind of getting into a schedule with them as far as like the mornings and stuff like that. So that's good. And I'm just feeling better, I think. Like, because of the rain, there really isn't like an expectation of me to get out and do all of the things, which is nice. I think expectation is sort of like a creative killer for me a lot of the times. And so going in with a plan in mind of what I wanted this whole thing to be really like fucked me up, I think. And I'm using eggs from their chickens, which is quite nice. Of course, that means that like this vlog isn't super interesting so far, but that's okay. I'm kind of just enjoying the break. But I did end up reading A Most Agreeable Murder, which is that murder mystery that I was telling you about. And it's just so fun. It's so fun, and it is not serious at all. I mean, like, one of the people's names is Croaksworth, and there's a guy who's in the Navy that only speaks in like ocean related riddles, and the place that the murder happens is called Stabmort. Like, there's just a lot of funny quips and things like that. Sort of plot is very reminiscent of Pride and Prejudice or something like that. It's very much like a Darcy and Elizabeth romance, set against the backdrop of a murder mystery. They're like all in this estate, and they're all acting very like prim and proper, and it's just tons of fun. I will say it's not exactly the most inventive plot mystery. I wasn't shocked by the final reveal. There were a couple of reveals along the way that I was like, okay, but mostly I was not shocked by anything that was happening. I do think that I have gotten over like my little murder mystery desire. I'm not really like jonesing for another one. So I think I am going to take a look at the books from KU that I have. And then we also have some strawberries from their garden as well. So that's it. I'm gonna go eat my food now.
Taken a while, so like probably healer. But
While I'm waiting for this fucking dog to hurry up and use the bathroom so that I can go to bed, I thought we could talk about what I'm currently reading. I ended up starting Pirate Girls. This is the second book in Penelope Douglas's Hellbent, whatever it's called, series. I can't remember what their names are, but he's Maddox's son and she is someone else's daughter. It connects back to the Fall Away series. Basically, he is a twin to a really popular guy who everybody loves, and he's kind of the loner child. And at the end of the first book, they had a falling out and the twin brother disappeared, and we don't know what happened. He just left the school. We don't know the drama, but we know that the twin brothers had a falling out. The heroine was childhood friends with them, has been friends with them for her whole life, and she is like equal friends with both of them, and they've always had sort of like a protective role in her life. And in the beginning of the novel, there is this event that happens between their schools. The school that the hero is going to and the school that the heroine's going to, they have like a rivalry, and they exchange a student every year for like 2 weeks. It's like a prank situation. Person gets hazed and all that kind of stuff, and so she gets exchanged, and obviously he's at that school. She races motorcycles and is just like really into cars and stuff, and he has a bit of like a revenge plot against his brother going on that we don't really know a ton about. At this point, it's all kind of very secretive. It's dual POV, so we have gotten a little bit of his point of view, but we don't really know why he wants revenge on his brother, and he seems to have enlisted his friends to help him, and she's kind of just along for the ride, and he doesn't necessarily have anything against her. He just recognizes that he's been in love with her for a long time, and she's going to distract him from like his ultimate goal, and he doesn't really want her there. Are you ready for bed? Okay, so I'm like 30% of the way through that, and I'm liking it. It's good. I missed Penn's writing, and I don't know what took me so long to start this, but I'm gonna try to go to bed now. So I'm feeling much better today, as you can tell. I resolved to get dressed and have a good day, spend my day outside, and I put on a pretty dress, and I am outside, and I'm reading and watching YouTube, and I'm just really enjoying myself. I'm still very homesick, and I don't know that that feeling is going to go away. I am very much a routine person, and I miss my animals and the comfort of being home. The expectation for myself on a vacation, which is absolutely just outrageous. I think vacation is the opposite. It's supposed to be relaxing and a time for you to do what you want. Making the decision to get up, get dressed, put on a pretty dress that I love and that I feel good in, and getting outside and sitting in the sun and doing all of those things has like really improved my mood a lot. Yesterday, honestly, it's Wednesday now, Tuesday, I didn't do anything. I watched a lot of YouTube, played Lorcana. So I didn't really do much, not much to talk about. I didn't really do any reading. I'm still reading Pirate Girls, but just nothing really to report. So for now, I think I'm going to just enjoy my time outside and watch my little YouTube videos and read my little book and just enjoy myself. So that's the update. My bad, sorry. I ended up finishing, as you saw, volumes 3 and 4 of Giant Days. I gave these 4 and 5 respectively. I really liked these. They're so good. The story just consistently is a comfort. It's so nice to read these friends in college just like living their lives and going through their problems, and the art style is so nice. So other than that, I have really just been playing Lorcana. So apparently the software that I play Lorcana on, which is called Pixelborn, is going down, which tells me that Disney must be doing their own platform, but we don't know when that platform is coming out, but Pixelborn is shutting down in 2 weeks. So I'm probably gonna be playing a decent bit of Lorcana over the next 2 weeks because I want to solidify that my deck is built how I want it to be before I spend money to change it. So I'm probably gonna be playing a lot of Lorcana the remainder of the week and also like the next coming 2 weeks. But I'm kind of Lorcana'd out for the day. I've been playing it a lot today, so I think for the rest of the day I'm just going to watch some YouTube and read Pirate Girls, and I would like to finish that in the next couple of days, but it's like 600 pages, so we'll see. I'm like more than 200 pages in, and it's still so much left to go. So I am liking it. I do like their relationship. It is progressing. The tension is progressing a little bit faster than I would like. For a 600-page book, I would prefer still that the relationship is not off the ground until like 60%. And they've sort of had some moments, like nothing sexual actually happened between them, but there was this tension-filled moment that happened. And yeah, we'll see though. We'll see how the story progresses. Penn is pretty good at writing slower burn stories. They do have some stories that are very sex heavy, and the sex starts pretty early on, and then they have some other books that are the opposite. So I'm hoping that this is one that is quite slow burn. I am liking the relationship. The characters in this series are quite different than the Fall Away series. If you weren't a fan of the Fall Away series, like the men being very like, it's all bully stories and there's a level of like promiscuity amongst the men that wasn't allowed, quote unquote, with the women, then you definitely will like the Hellbent series. The hero in the first one, I believe, was a virgin, and so is the hero in this one, and it's just lovely to see. I think it's definitely a change up from what Penn usually writes, and the heroes are a lot sweeter and just kinder and like in love and obsessed with the heroines, which I really like. So yeah, I'm liking it a lot. The plot's interesting. She's still, you know, with this other school, and she is racing motorcycles and all this other stuff is going on. There's a mystery underline under it, and she's staying in this house that a dead girl like last stayed at, and it's an interesting storyline, and I'm liking it. But it's long. For right now, it's rainy. I am ready to settle in, maybe make a coffee, and it's crazy that I have been drinking coffee like 5:30 every single day and then still going to bed at 9 because of the cat, because of the dogs. So yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the evening, I think, is just to read and watch some YouTube and get as far into this as I can. So yeah, I'll update you tomorrow probably.
From anyone if they have what physical evidence they have, because law enforcement in their press conference said that they, after the search warrants, had done quite a lot of interviews.
Okay, it's a little less like milkshakey than I would like. It's very good. Happy Thursday, friends. I want to wrap up this vlog. I think this is the end. It feels like a natural conclusion. It's still very gloomy outside. It's my last day, and I have therapy later today, and I just need to focus on cleaning and doing all of that stuff. So I also want to edit this video while I'm here and get it ready for you guys, because I have quite a busy weekend when I get home. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know that my mood was kind of all over the place and the autism really popped off in this video, but it is what it is. That's just part of life, and I am going to have to accept that. But I feel very privileged to have been able to take this vacation, to house sit and do all of the things that I was able to do this week. I am happy that I was able to have kind of a week off, and this is gonna make going home just that much sweeter and seeing all of my babies that much sweeter. So yeah, not a bad trip by any means, even if my mood was a little bit low sometimes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found a little bit of comfort, peace. I hope you enjoyed the video. All of my socials are linked down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos like this. I promise most of my videos tend to focus on cozy stuff. I do talk about my mental health quite a bit because that's just part of life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.